It's very simple. 200 grams plain flour, 100 grams diced cold butter, and some jam. Flavour of your choice, it's entirely up to you. You could use lemon curd, but you cannot use chocolate spreads. Okay, doesn't work, and we are a nut-free kitchen, and most chocolate spread contains hazelnuts. So, first thing we're going to do, we're going to sieve our flour into our bowl. Okay, this is going to get rid of any lumps, it's going to get rid of any foreign objects, and it's going to add air to our mixture. Okay, there we go. To that I'm going to add my butter. I'm going to use the rubbing in technique to combine the fat and the flour. Remember, it's using your fingertips. And you keep going until we have a mixture that looks like breadcrumbs. Okay, so we've rubbed our fat and our flour together. You can see it resembles breadcrumbs. Pick it up, just run it through your fingers, make sure there's no big lumps. Give the bowl a shake. Again, any big lumps will come to the surface. You might find that as it gets crushed together, it forms a lump, but that's fine. You can break that apart really easily. It's not a big lump of fat. Okay, so to that, I'm going to add tablespoons of cold water. I'm going to add, start off with 3. I'm going to use a knife or a fork to bind it together. So just stir it together, pressing it together. You see it starts to clump. I don't think we'll need much more water for that. So I'm going to get my hands in. Okay. If it's too dry and crumbly, obviously you're going to need to add a little bit more water. If it's a little bit too wet and sticky, add a little bit of flour, because the flour will help dry it out. Okay, now this is pastry. I've got my ball of dough. I want to handle it as little as possible. Ideally we'd wrap it in cling film and rest it in the fridge for half an hour, but we haven't got time. So, a little bit of flour on the table, pastry out, turn it over, a little bit of flour on my rolling pin, just so it doesn't stick to that, and roll it out. Keep moving it, turning it, so it doesn't stick to the table. What I'm going to do is just turn it over as well. Okay, and you want it fairly thin, about 3 millimeters thick, somewhere between the thickness of a £1 coin and a 50p piece. Okay, once I've rolled it out and get my tarts in, I'm going to get a cutter that is just a little bit bigger. Okay, and then I can press out my pastry cases.
Don't twist it, otherwise it makes the pastry shrink and go into a different shape.
Right, I can get rid of my excess pastry, lift them up and gently push them in. You should have plenty of pastry to do 12 tarts. There's some left over that we can decorate the top of the tarts afterwards as well. Now we need to add our jam. Now you need 1 teaspoon of jam in each tart. Do not get greedy and try and put more in, because what will happen, it will bubble up, go over the top and stick your tarts into the tin, and you won't get anything out at the end. Okay. Now what we can do with our spare pastry, that ball of dough, a little bit of flour. Remember, you don't want to overflour it because you'll dry the pastry out. Roll your pastry out to a similar thickness, and then we've got little pastry cutters, so you could cut out some little shapes if you wanted, put those on, lay them on the top of your tarts. Okay, or you could get a sharp knife. Some little strips. Clap those together. We'll do a little twist. Entirely up to you. That over your tart, just press it down on the edges. Okay, and you can decorate them however you want. You're then going to go in a preheated oven for 10 to 12 minutes till the pastry's golden brown, the jam's all bubbly, and then take them out. Now, very importantly, do not try to eat them straight away. The jam will be extremely hot and it's sticky, so if you get it on you, not only will it burn you, but it will stick to you as well.